Okay, so I bought a new Laura Star iron and I wanted to excuse me, share with you what it looks like. That's what it looks like in the box. This is what it looks like when we first stood it up, which looks pretty awesome. And here it is in my little corner in my studio. So here we are at the underneath part. You can see that's my thread caddy down there. And that's the drainage bucket or dish or tray or whatever you want to call it. And this part right here is the steamer. That's what makes the steam. And here's the reservoir. And I'm not sure you can see in here, but on this side right there, that's charcoal. That's the filter. So what happens is as I'm using steam during the day, it will pump water out of here into the reservoir, and then you just take this off and fill it back up, let it filter through with the little filter right there, and it's all set to go back in. And you turn it on and off right here. There it is, right there. That's the noise it's making. You can see that it's draining a little water into the steamer. So you're not having to unplug the steamer and cool it off to add water, which is what I had to do with my old reliable unit. There are some wheels right down here on the bottom that when you want to store it, of course I'll never store it, and that's how you roll it around. This is your lever to adjust it, and this is my muslin radio muslin top, but I like it because it keeps the top fresh looking. So I've been making masks with that fan mask, fan for a nurse by a nurse mask pattern, and which I really like. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to press this all so it looks all nice and pretty in there, right in there, and just pop it like that. I mean, honest to goodness, look at this. You know, you'd say, okay, well, I may have to press this 3 or 4 times to get this right. Just a couple of pops with the old, and look at how pretty that comes out. Isn't that nice? I mean, just really, really fun. I'm kind of overkill on this, I know. Really, really pretty. And I've got the light way over here because I didn't want to do a direct light. I wanted to do, I wanted to do one like this so you could see all the creases in it. But real nice and pretty. Okay, so the proof is in the pudding. Because, you know, this getting out the wrinkles and everything, that's all sweet and nice. But let's get into some construction. So this is a cool jacket from a Vogue pattern. I'll put that pattern up. It's right here. And what I like about this is that the collar's stiff until I washed it, and then it just went, you know, it went kind of gloppy on me. So I'm getting ready to put another piece of interfacing in here because one doesn't cut it. But one of the things I can do here with this cool iron is I can lay this down very flatly right here, so that when I get ready, because I've decided I'm going to do the interfacing on the whole I'm going to do the interfacing on the whole piece so that it'll be triple. Should have done double, but anyway. And it comes out nicely. You will notice that this is a knit, and you are correct. It is a knit, but I want a nice, stiff, tailored cotton, so I'm using some of that woven interfacing that Emily has at the store that's really nice. Just go in and ask one of the girls or one of the guys for the woven bondable interfacing. See, it's woven. See how nice that looks. And then you got this side that's bondable. Anyway, it makes a real nice interfacing. And it's okay to have a knit part on a woven part, which is what we're making this collar, onto a knit garment. So this is working real nice. Look at that. Isn't that fine? That's very fine work. So I didn't want to take the collar off. I probably should have taken the collar off, but I didn't want to because that would be too much work. So we're going to create more work by having to do the bonding in 4 or 5 different sections because we're not taking the collar off. Yes, I know. So let's roll this back out here like this for the next part. And already I can tell this is going to be real nice and stiff, just the way I wanted this to be. There is no heat adjustment on here, so what you can do if you don't want to use, like you have a nylon or something like that that's real that's meltable, you just put this little shoe on, and that'd probably be very, very good to wear, to put on here. And I cut out a muslin. There's a real nice pad that comes with it that's underneath here, but I cut out muslin to put on top of my iron because it's always a mess, and particularly when I'm getting ready to work on a white dress, I want a clean, because that's what I usually do for my clients. I want a clean ironing board cover so that and there you go. It's all done and all bonded. Now I'm just going to trim that off and turn that collar over, and it's all done. But look at what a nice pressing job this did. And I think you can see with the light, with the light over here, how nice and smooth that looks. It's just really a very nice ironing system. So one of the things that I do lots of times as a cheater's way to not have to do pad stitching, particularly on something like this that's just more casual than anything else, is instead of pad stitching to get this to roll, I'm going to steam this. And this is another great way to use steam, and you'll see how this looks when I try this on, put this on. but I don't want it to be flat like this. I really kind of want it to roll like this, and I really don't want to burn my hand. That's kind of key here. So I'm just going to put a pin down here like this, and the steam does all the work. And this is such a nice steamer. See how nicely? That's just real nice. Okay, now let me put it on and take a couple of pictures. Okay, now you can look and see how really neat this looks. And let's just look a little closer. So we have a real nice curve on the collar here and here. And you can do this with a pad stitch, but this is casual. And so this is where steaming can really, really help. And this iron does that in spades.